Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good day and welcome to another session of EU Business Talks. So pleased to see many familiar faces. Hope you are okay and that you are fighting COVID, Delta, and everything else just fine. We are continuing our chats on a weekly basis, and without further ado, I want to present you our today's guest of honor, Mr. Berislav Čizmek, company CBBS Ltd. from Zagreb, Croatia. Berislav, good day, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Ante, and to your guests at EU Business Talks. Nice greetings from very hot and sunny Zagreb.
Okay, thank you. Berislav, when you say very hot, what does it mean? It means 36 or more?
So I think Zagreb is something like 32 or 33, but in some eastern parts of Croatia, the weather report is 36 or 37 today.
Okay, so my obvious next question, Berislav, when will you finish working and go to the seaside?
Most probably end of July, early August. This is the plan. So when the business activities in Croatia mostly are stopping, so at that time, so I think this is the best time to relax.
Okay, so you are on Ferragosto timing then?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Dear friends, just so you know, today we will most probably not be having these formalities about European Union as such, but we will go straight to the point with Berislav. However, Berislav, I do wanna at this very beginning ask you the following: since it is EU Business Talks after all, what does European Union means to you? What does it stand to you in personal terms, also in business terms?
So definitely Croatia joined EU 1st of July 2013, so it's 8 years. I started my business in 2007, like CBBS, like private consulting, brokerage, and EU lobbying company. And definitely one of the targets in my business development was European Union, because at that time, Croatia was in accession talks with European Union. So I was monitoring all this procedure, becoming accredited lobbyist at European Parliament. So definitely, I believe that for Croatian economy and for Croatia joining European Union meant a lot. And so definitely one part of our activities today are connected with the EU, with EU lobbying, with EU associations, EU funding, etc.
Okay, fair enough. To continue this way, and then we will go to the level of your company, Berislav. In 5 years from now, do you think European Union will be even stronger? It's not a tricky question, just a question.
So definitely, I believe that after this pandemic situation we experienced and we are experiencing still in Europe, but the whole world. So definitely, I believe that so economy and relationships and business will become stronger inside the European Union. I think in a way, this situation united the countries, show them how they can maybe be more successful in working together and taking care of each other. So that's my opinion, and definitely with the next generation plans and the programs for recovery and resilience. So definitely it will bring the economies up, bring up, let's say, greening and digitalization of our economies. For Croatia, the plan is something like 6.3 billion euros to be invested in the next 6 years. And actually, the president of European Commission, Ms. Ursula von der Leyen, was last week in Croatia, and actually she confirmed that European Commission accepted the plans of Croatia as well.
Okay, great. Now, Berislav, I know for a fact that some of our friends who are present here in the room are already doing business with Croatia, while the vast majority is not, but they're eager to. how would you very shortly describe the status of Croatian economy at the moment? How are you doing? How are you keeping up?
I would say that like all the other economies last year, Croatia was hit by pandemic. This year, estimation of the GDP is a growth of 5.4%, which is a little bit more than the average in European Union. So I believe that with the different kind of funding and foreign investment, so definitely Croatia is a good place to make the business, start the business as well, especially since Slovenia and Croatia are 30 years after starting of entrepreneurship. And I see that there is a lot of good companies in Croatia which started the business in 90s, which are looking right now maybe for the new partners, new owners, because the existing owners are at the end of the career and they would like maybe to find the partners to grow and explore the opportunities inside European Union.
Okay. Let me read now, Berislav, if you allow me, what I have written in our invite for today, just so that others will know. So, CBBS Ltd, based in Zagreb, Croatia, company specialized in business transfer, merger acquisitions, internationalization of the business, and lobbying at the national and EU level. They're working closely with Croatian and Central European companies in the business development and strategic partnership with the different EU international players that are focused here in the region. Now you take it from here forward, Berislav. What is your business about, apart from this, what I have read?
So definitely my background is exhibition industry background. So I was working many years as management, part of the management board in Messe Zagreb, so Zagreb Fair, so Zagrebačke Veleće, which used to be one of the biggest exhibition organizer in the whole Eastern Europe for many years. And so in this business, I had opportunity to meet a lot of international companies, work with the international business community. And definitely when I started the business in 2007, one of the main guidelines was to support international companies willing to enter the region, enter Croatia, start the business here, invest here. Since then, I was working with the companies from, let's say, different countries, from China to US, Brazil, from European countries, of course, with Slovenian companies and local governments as well. So definitely, I believe that my background was actually, sometimes I like to say that CBBS is connecting people actually, because this is the business of how to bring a business community together, how to recognize the opportunities which are in the market, and how in a way help them to, let's say, in most easiest way, enter the market, find the partner, start the business, develop the business, and so on.
Okay, what I want to especially mention here, you don't see this every day, but it says that you are an EU lobbyist, the European Parliament. What can you tell us more about that? It sounds very fancy.
So definitely, yes. So I believe that, so like I said, in my previous job, Zagreb Fair was some kind of Croatian business diplomacy. So we actually promoted Croatian business community, Croatia like a new country, and definitely it was very close to lobbying activity as well. And so when I started my own company, like I said, so one of the targets was the lobbying at EU level. So I entered the transparency register when it was established some 6-7 years ago, and through the transparency register, my company got the right, actually me, to enter the European Parliament and to be lobbyist there. So every time I'm coming to Brussels, I have the opportunity to register. I have the annual pass, and with this pass, I can enter and approach to the MEPs to participate in different open sessions and so on. So I believe that this is one opportunity maybe Croatia is not using as much as it could, because I believe that a lot of activities in Brussels can help so in establishing the new policies and new regulations, maybe in a better way for Croatia, Slovenia, especially the smaller countries from Central and Southeast Europe.
Okay. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit, now you have heard what Berislav is doing, why he's doing, and how. If I sum up, Berislav is a networker who can serve you as an entry point to his local market in many fields. Yeah, it is correct. Then I ask you kindly to put your questions in the chat box. In the meantime, Berislav, before we do that, internationalization. I would assume that many of our friends here in the room are seeking to start something new on your national market in Croatia. So you are offering these services as well. So company XYZ who has a certain product, service, wants to penetrate the market. Can they do this together, hands in hands with you?
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, so I had this advantage working with different industries for, let's say, 15, 20 years. So we know different industries. We have the very good relations with the business community. So that means with the companies, with the real sector, but also with the chambers, associations, media. And definitely, I believe that we can help the company which is interested to enter Croatia from, let's say, starting the company, let's say, from this legal procedure up to finding the partners, recognizing the opportunities, maybe doing some sort of market research. So we did it for different companies from Spain, from Turkey, from Poland, etc. So definitely this is something what we can do and we are offering to our clients.
Okay, based on your reference list, Berislav, what would be your top 3 or top 5 sectors that you have been engaging so far, apart from the fair and exhibition industry, of course?
So definitely this is cooperation with European associations. So we are working closely with different associations, but I would say that we are working closely with ACES Europe. ACES Europe is European Association of Sport Cities based in Brussels. They are benchmark for European Commission for the topics of health, physical activity. So last 5-6 years, we are working together with them, bringing the cities from this region to become the candidates for the different titles like European City of Sport. So we did it with Maribor and Krško. Right now we are working with municipality of Brežice and municipality of Nova Gorica from Slovenia. We did it normally for Croatian cities. The last one, the project we did is City of Rijeka, who will be pronounced at the end of this year as European City of Sport 2022. So I believe that especially now in the time of pandemic, the discussions and let's say promoting physical activity is very important for the health, especially the things which are promoting the physical activity, not just at the top level, top athlete level, but also at the level of the citizens and let's say common people. So this is maybe one of the projects I'm proud of. Definitely the next one is the project we are working with international companies bringing here in Croatia. So we worked with let's say Spanish companies entering the market in agricultural field, with the Turkish companies entering the energy sector. Right now we are working with one Polish company which is looking for distributor for the let's say the whole Southeast Europe in terms of the new tests for COVID-19. These are RT lamp tests, the tests which are very quick, very simple to get a diagnosis, and comparing to the PCR, almost the same quality, but let's say 3-4 times cheaper. So these are, let's say, some of the projects we are working right now. And the last field, I would say, these are different projects in the mergers and acquisitions. So looking for the strategic partnerships. So for the time being, we are working on a couple of projects. Normally in Croatia, a lot of projects are connected with tourism. So investment in hotels. Right now we have in pipeline, let's say, one interesting project in one golf and 5-star hotel resort in Istria with all the papers, all the permissions. We are working in renewable energy sector. We did 2 solar power plants project of 1 megawatt investments in the last couple of years. Right now we have one geothermal power plant project of 10 megawatts in Croatia. and something which is not maybe connected with Croatia, but right now we are working on one UK company which developed the digital event platform, which is connected with my ex-industry, because a lot of projects like this one is taking place online. So people are meeting not face to face during the events, meetings and conferences, but also online. So this company is, for example, looking for a strategic partner to raise the capital and to start, let's say, global growth, because right now they are active in US, in Middle East and Europe.
Okay, thank you for that as well. Before we go to the first ice-breaking question, can I also elaborate, Berislav, with you? You said, or you have written, I have written on your behalf, actually, that you are covering Southeast Europe. For those here of us present who don't exactly know what Southeast Europe is, are you active in all these markets? Are you able to take care of them out of Zagreb?
So definitely, I believe that what I'm proposing to a lot of international companies when they are speaking about entering the region, so that actually there are two spots to cover this region. So maybe three, but I find it two. So Zagreb or Ljubljana, because from let's say these two countries you can cover the region, have the relations and develop the business. So definitely, from my previous job, I have excellent connections in these countries. So that means that I'm able to, let's say, get the real feedback. But normally, the best markets I'm involved and which are the closest to myself are Croatia and Slovenia, where I was active many years and had a lot of business contacts and definitely business experience.
Okay. Santosh, most welcome. I'm pleased to see you here today. So Santosh Berislav, he was in Zagreb, actually. He's from New Delhi, India, a part of a business delegation 2019. He would like to hear your point of view. What are the opportunities for Indian businesses in Croatia and the other way around? What can you tell about that?
This is a good question. So definitely, Indian embassy was maybe in the last 5-6 years very active to bring together Croatian and Indian businessmen. There are some of the Indian companies which invested actually one of the biggest factories in the world of the capsules for the medicine, for drugs, is in Ludbreg, which is, let's say, 1 hour drive north from Zagreb, and this is ACM, I think, or ACG, the company from India. So definitely, Croatia already has very good relations with Indian companies. The trade should be definitely, I believe, higher, but opportunities and good relations between India and Croatia are there. So I believe that pandemic stopped a little bit some activities which were raised during this event. So I was at this event in the Chamber of Economy in 2019 as well, when the Indian president was visiting Croatia. And I believe that potential is there. So I think that there is maybe need for the more activity, more engagement, but opportunities are there. And I think that Croatia, like EU countries, is especially interesting to the non-EU countries, like one entry point, not only to Croatia, but to EU, like, let's say, Slovenia as well.
Okay, just to add the background, Berislav Santosh is also an international business consultant in a way. So my question would be, are you part of any international consulting network or something where you can find win-wins for all parties included?
So I'm part of the different international associations. So in terms of mergers, acquisitions, and cross-border acquisitions, I'm part of CBA Associates. This is one network of 300 business consultants which are working on international and cross-border activities based in Wiesbaden in Germany. So this is one good opportunity to find the new projects or new potential partners for the projects I have, for example, here in Croatia or in the region.
Okay, we do have a couple of friends here from Bosnia and Herzegovina as well. Are you active on that market as well?
So I have some relations in Bosnia and Herzegovina. For some projects, we have been in discussion with the companies there, but not so many projects, I would say, that were, let's say, very successful, or I can bring up in the front to say that these are the projects of some bigger extent for us.
Okay. What about logistics and other support services that are part of internationalization process? Are you active with this kind of customers as well? Are you supporting them with whatever they do in Croatia or with Croatia?
Definitely yes. We have the cooperation with different partners, which are, let's say, serving. We are working with one of the oldest and most successful law offices active in business community. So Škarica and Partners from Zagreb, in terms of, let's say, starting the business, opening the company, doing all this procedure, which we did for our, let's say, different partners, for example, from Lithuania, Turkey, and the others. So we have the partners which are experienced in preparation of applications for EU funding. So that means for applications for preparing the EU projects. With this, for example, we had the Lithuanian company which was active in agriculture, but with digital solutions in agriculture. So we help them to found 3 companies, 3 entities in Croatia. We find them the partners to prepare the applications. They won 2 EU projects. One was Eureka and one was for the startup companies. One was, I think, 150,000 euros. Another one was something like 50,000 euros from this side. And I think the same from Lithuanian side. So definitely we have the network of the people working together with us. And also we have the partners. Mazars, this is the company working on financial topics, evaluations of the company, and so
on. Okay. Berislav, how do you support, if I go the other way around, are you supporting Croatian exporters going globally also? Do you support them? I mean, in terms of trade, pure trade, to do the export job?
Sometimes yes, but no, not very often, because mostly such companies are going outside with the support of the Croatian Chamber of Economy. So they, for example, they are going in different trade missions, or they are going and visiting some trade fairs, participating all around the world. But it happens from time to time that we are working with the companies and guide them till certain point, and then they can continue, because definitely this is very demanding and very specific activity.
Okay, it's 23 minutes past the hour, dear friends. I don't see any new questions in my chat box. Berislav, why do you think is that? Are you answering too good?
No, maybe it's so it's early afternoon, so maybe they need some time to warm up. So I would be very happy to answer all the questions they might have related to the business.
Sure, surely you will that, because I will be sharing your details with all participants in a nice follow-up email that comes to your email accounts tonight or tomorrow latest. I haven't mentioned Berislav COVID in many details. I mean, you know, again, we are talking about 4th wave. Autumn seems very disturbing. We are hoping for the best, of course. What are your short-term plans? How will it affect your business? I mean, some fairs are being already canceled. Will we again be on the Zoom non-stop and Microsoft Teams, etc.?
So we'll see. So definitely when you're speaking about the event industry, so right now I'm more involved in partnerships and brokerage activities concerning event industry. Right now, let's say Germany and other countries are opening for, I think that UK will be opening for event industry from July 19. So German companies are planning to organize its big international events from September. So I believe that the future of event industry will go on. We had very good examples of one of the biggest events in the world. Actually, World Mobile Congress in Barcelona took place in June in Barcelona with the special measures. Fitur, the biggest Spanish and international a tourism event also took place in Madrid. So definitely this industry is coming back. But like I said, so definitely there will be a lot of companies and people who will not be able to travel or not be willing to travel. So they will expect to have this, let's say, opportunity to participate in the events like exhibitor, visitor, via hybrid or digital solutions as well. So I think that the pandemic time has shown that this can work as well and can be good replacement and extension of one face-to-face event. But maybe speaking about the COVID situation in Croatia, it's I would say for the time being, because Croatia is definitely a touristic country. 20% of our GDP is coming from tourism.
20.
Yes, yes. It's so Croatia is in a way very much depending on the results of tourism season. Fortunately, last summer was rather good, so I think that we had something like 60% of the results of 2019, which was a record year for Croatian tourism. Right now, the season is going on, but definitely everybody is monitoring what is happening, let's say in Spain and Portugal, where this last COVID cases came up. And I think that some students came from Portugal, from some travelings to Slovenia. They're also very infected. So I think that we are all part of one global community and nobody can avoid it. So everybody's here very cautious. And so right now there is, in Zagreb, for example, something like 51% of the people were vaccinated. On the average, I believe Croatia is around 40% on the total level. Definitely there is a space to move, but so hopefully with all the measures, with testing of the people, with digital passes, so that means anti-COVID green passports. So I believe that the situation can be under control in some way, and that maybe autumn will not be so difficult for the people.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Really hope dies last at the end of the day. Going to the last 3 minutes, dear friends, I will read another one for you, Berislav. You are working in merger and acquisitions as well. How do you see this business activities in next 2 years, and in which sector they should be more attractive? Please.
So the last year definitely has shown that in spite of the pandemic, so the second half of the last year has shown that the mergers and acquisition market became very active. So if we are speaking about the beginning of this year, so just speaking about Slovenia and Croatia, so one of the leading oil and gas companies in this part of Europe, Petrol, took over Crodux in January. So definitely it is showing that the mergers and acquisitions activities are going on. So the international fund took over Ledo, which is the one of the biggest producers of the frozen food and ice in the whole region, for something like 600 million euros. So there are smaller acquisitions as well in different sectors. I would say that especially active are the sectors connected with the new technologies, so with the renewable energy, normally with tourism in this region. But I believe that in all sectors there are good targets, and definitely this market will develop in the coming years in spite of the situation with COVID.
Okay, thank you very much indeed for that as well, Berislav. We are entering our last minute, dear friends. Now you know a little bit more about, first of all, Berislav, about his company. You know also a bit more about Croatia, the opportunities on the Croatian market, wider in the region of Central Europe as well. I will be happy to share Berislav contacts with you tonight or tomorrow at latest. I thank you very much, Berislav, for your input in today's session. I give you 20 seconds for your final thoughts, maybe.
So definitely it was a big pleasure presenting Croatia and EU Business Talks. Congratulations for so Slovenian Gospodarska Zbornica for starting this activity in a way representing the Croatian business community today. And I hope that people will recognize Croatia and this region like one interesting developing region for the future investments, mergers, acquisitions, and doing business with us. So we are good people, nice people with nice countries to come and to make business. So looking forward to meet the people from today's session at some meetings or via chat or email. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you, Berislav, very much. Thank you, dear friends, for being with us today as well. Next week, we will be talking with Hugh Arrigo from Malta, and you will get another invite from my side very soon. So in the meantime, keep safe and positive, and I wish you all the best. Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Ante. All the best. Bye-bye from Zagreb. Bye-bye from Croatia. See you at the seaside.
Yeah, the best. Take care.